YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some more NFL position rankings for the upcoming 2018 season. Can't stress that enough. It's predicting for the upcoming season. It's not based off just last year, but last year's production definitely goes into this. So not only do I have my top 10 tight ends, Dani Provence was kind enough to give us his top 10 rankings. So after mine, we'll go over his. Before we get into the top 10s, though, we do have a subscriber goal of 10,000. So if you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, please do so. For everyone that already subscribes, we appreciate you very much. Thanks for sticking with us. But on to my top 10 tight ends. At the end, I'll go over guys that just missed the cut, so stay tuned for that. At number 10, this is kind of a bold prediction here because his teammate could also be in this area or ahead of him. But kind of a bold prediction. I'm going with O.J. Howard. You know, I'm expecting big things from him, and Cameron Brate belongs up here as well. But I think O.J. Howard's really going to step it up. We saw him at Alabama, and obviously a first-round pick for a good reason. He was one of the most athletic tight ends we have ever seen, and it's perfect for today's NFL. So I think he's really going to step it up. I honestly expected him to be a top 10 tight end in his rookie season. It didn't really work out, but you can see he started to develop more and more, get better. So I think we'll see him in the top 10 in this season. At number 9, Jack Doyle for the Colts. Based off last year and the previous years, he probably could be higher, but I put him at number 9. I think Ebron coming in is really going to it could bring down his production, but it could be a good thing for the Colts if you're a Colts fan. I like Ebron a lot. I did not put him in the top 10. I think by the end of the season we can look back at it and be like, maybe he should have been in the top 10. I think Ebron can play. He's an excellent red zone threat, very athletic. I just don't think the Lions really value the tight end position that highly, which is okay. That's their offense. So I think he's just going to – you can see how the Colts, they got Doyle out of nowhere, made him something. So I think Ebron can get some action. So that kind of brings Doyle down a little bit. So I put him at number 9. But the previous years have been very impressive for Jack Doyle. At number 8, I got Greg Olsen. Obviously, we've seen him play way better than number 8 tight end in the past. Obviously, last year, injuries held him out, kept trying to come back, and then injuries would hold him out again. So he is getting up there in age, but there's no doubt that he still can play. I'm just hoping that he can play a full season. So I put him down at 8, but his talents that we've seen in the recent past say that he's better than 8. We're just going to have to wait and see. Just because the age and because the injury situation, I put him down at 8. At number 7 is the Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph. Pretty balanced tight end. I mean, if we're talking about blocking and pass catching, then he's pretty balanced. Kind of losing some of his athletic ability, getting up there in age. I mean, he's not old or anything, but we can see him start to lose some speed, but still a very solid option for them in the passing game and showed he's a legit red zone target. So I put him at number 7. At number 6, it's going to be Evan Engram. I can't wait to see Evan Engram this season. Excellent rookie season, and you only expect him to get better, and that's what's scary. And he doesn't block a whole lot. He's more of a receiving tight end, but he can block. So that was the other debate I was having pretty much with myself. How highly do I value the blocking, or do I value the production more? So I think Evan Engram, a couple years, could be he's not going to be ahead of Gronk and Kelce, but he can be up there right behind them. So excellent rookie season. Can't wait to watch him going forward. Expect to step up, and that'll be very impressive. At number 5, we're getting into the top 5 tight ends. Number 5 is Jimmy Graham, now on the Green Bay Packers. So it's going to be fun to watch him with Aaron Rodgers. But at the same time, he did play with Russell Wilson. So is it going to be that much of a step up? We will see. But obviously, production-wise, pretty good season. I think he was towards the top of the league in drops, though, so that's why I really couldn't put him higher in this, but 5 still pretty good. At number 4 for my top 10 tight ends for the upcoming season, I got Delanie Walker, the Titans tight end. If it's based off the last few years, honestly, you probably can put him at 3. You could probably argue 2. But getting up there in age, I don't expect any decline. It's just maybe the other guys are still pretty younger side, getting better. But I still think Delanie Walker will play at a high level. Really, he was Mariota's best target. So if it's in the past, he's probably better ranked than 4, and 4 is pretty high. But for this year, I got him at 4. I like Delanie Walker a lot. Number 3, I think it's a pretty obvious 3 for the tight ends. And, I was doing my quarterbacks, running backs, receivers already. If you haven't seen those, check them out. I thought it was pretty. You can argue either way here, but I think this 3 is pretty obvious. I got Ertz at 3, the Eagles tight end. Big part of that offense. Burton gone, so is Ertz going to get more action even? But they did draft Dallas Goedert, so does Dallas Goedert get in the top 10 by the end of the season? Didn't want to mess around with any rookies, but he was my number 1 tight end in the draft, so he very easily could slip in here. But Ertz, obviously a solid tight end, big part of that Super Bowl win. So I got him at 3. At number 2, I got Travis Kelce, one of the maybe the most athletic tight end in football. And he's an all-around tight end at the same time too. We've seen him once he was knocked out of that Titans Chiefs playoffs game. It just went downhill. There was just really not too many options for the Chiefs. So we see how valuable he is to the Chiefs. And I mean, the scary thing is, I mean, he can get better. I mean, worst case scenario, he stays the same, and it's an elite tight end already. So very impressive. And then number 1 is Gronk. Maybe the most dominant player. If we're not talking about quarterbacks here, maybe the most dominant player in football. I mean, you can cover him like glue because he doesn't have elite speed, even though he has great recognition of where the defense is lined up, what kind of defense they're in, and he can run routes very well, but doesn't have the speed, and you can be all over him, and he will still catch the ball and break tackles after the catch. It's just, I mean, he was gifted with the size. He's a freak athlete for his size. It's just maybe the most dominant player in football when healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy. If you don't like the Patriots, then I guess you're hoping he doesn't stay healthy. But so I thought it was pretty obvious. Gronk, number 1, maybe the most dominant player in all of football. That is another debate. Let's check out Dani Provence's top 10. Before I do that, guys, I just missed the cut. I mean, Jordan Reed is easily a top 5 tight end when healthy, but I want to see him finish the regular season. He's got to finish regular season. So, again, his talent is easily top 4. Maybe put him at 3 if he's healthy, but that's a big if. Tyler Eifert, same thing. I thought when he was playing, when he was at his best, when he was healthy, maybe number 3 tight end as well, but he can't seem to stay healthy right now. He's a dominant player if he's healthy, so I hope he can stay healthy. We talked about Cameron Brate could have been in here. Charles Clay could have been in here. A few guys there, but those are the main ones I want to talk about. But on to Dani Provence, top 10 tight ends. 10 through 7. He's got Charles Clay in here. I mentioned him that he could possibly be in here. Pretty good weapon in the passing game. At number 9, he's got Trey Burton. Pretty much a pretty good wild card. I'm not going to, even though I didn't have him, I'm not really going to disagree. I think he could be a good fantasy tight end, honestly. I think he's going to be used a lot in that new Matt Nagy offense. He's a tight end that can play in a slot. Can be used in some trick plays, too. He used to be a quarterback. So, I mean, he knows how to read defenses, too. So, maybe a sleeper for fantasy. So Danny has him at number 9. At number 8, Evan Engram. So he made the top 10 for him as well. I had him a little higher. He's got Greg Olsen at 7, similar to me there. Let's look at 6 through 3. He's got Kyle Rudolph at 6. I believe I had him at 7. Jimmy Graham at 5. I also had him at 5. And then Danny also said he's very close. It was very close to swapping Rudolph and Graham because he doesn't like Graham's drops this past year. But new team with Rodgers obviously is going to give him good production, so he likes Graham at 5. So kind of in the same situation I'm at. Didn't really think about moving Graham back, though. For me, I just couldn't move him up because he was at the top of the league in drops. But obviously a touchdown machine, a freak talent. And then he's got Delaney. He's got the same top 5 as me, or from 3 to 5. I'm guessing the whole top 5. Graham, Walker, Ertz, same exact as me. So nothing surprising there and nothing surprising here. Travis Kelce at 2, Gronk at 1. Same top 5. Only 2 guys are different, his 9 and his 10. I really can't argue with that. So there you have it. Tight end rankings. We're going to keep going on with position rankings. Go to our Twitter, link in the description, frogs_angels. You can vote for the best player at each position. And you guys voted for, I forgot to go over that. You guys voted for Gronkowski as the top tight end in the NFL. No surprise there. So you can go to our Twitter, frogs_angels, and you vote for best player at each position. We're going to add some more defensive polls up there for future videos. So we got plenty of sports content to come in the near future. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you already have. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Our goal is 10K subscribers. That'll do it for this one. Goodbye.